truly. And I just want to say, trust me, this woman had no shortage of good ideas. So I'm talking years of waking up at a reasonable human hour to discover that I had emails from her from 2 a.m. with ideas. Any of y'all send emails to your folks at 2 a.m.? Some people just don't need as much sleep, right? Right. I'm not one of them, right? Like, this doesn't just happen, okay? So, I'm serious. I'm really serious about that. All right? So, this can get to be where, and all I knew how to do at that point, I hadn't discovered my no yet, I hadn't recovered it, was to be like, that's a great idea, we'll do it today, right? Like, I was just this eager beaver. And I was getting kind of burnt out yet, right? And I started to contemplate quitting my job. We grew it to where I had 13 direct reports. That's just too many. You should never have a team bigger than 2 pizzas can feed, right? And I would be muttering on the subway. Like, I hesitate to say this in this crowd, to share my inner monologue, but I'd be like, and she's gonna say this, and then I'm gonna say that, and she's gonna say this, and then I'm gonna be like, I quit. Like, by myself. I was having this conversation all throughout New York City, right? So one day Roseanne emails me and she says, let's talk about how things are going. Like, I'm gonna be in Soho this afternoon, where are you gonna be? Like, let's meet for coffee. Because we're always just moving all over the city. We're barely ever in our offices. So, going into that meeting, I was absolutely certain one of two things was going to happen. She was going to fire me, or I was going to quit. All right, and so like on my BlackBerry, remember those? I was like, I'll be there. Right? I was like ready to quit, you know. So, thankfully, Roseanne offered to go first, and this is how she started. She was like, Becky, you're one of the best leaders I've ever met. Go on. She goes, but you're not a very good manager. And I was like, yeah, I know. And then she said this, and I want you to remember this too. She said, what can we do to free you up so you can really lead? And if you could lead something, what would you want to lead? And I'll spare you the details of how we reorganized the entire company. But suffice it to say, she didn't fire me, and I didn't quit. But for sure, her question changed the course of my life. And I think there's lots of people who are in housing today because of that move from her as a leader. I share this with you because I think it's the #1 key to unleashing your people to do big things, is noticing where they come to life and saying, let's do more of that. I don't think there's any need at all in any organizational or relationship setting for blame or criticism. I think it's toxic. It's not just me, it's on the cover of Harvard Business Review this morning. I saw this in the airport, right? Just free people up to do what they love, right? So I think that's one of the most important sacred tasks we have as leaders.